Hello everyone, Lawrence here with the Acer Predator Z1 curved ultrawide gaming monitor. It's really amazing to see just how far monitors have come in the last few years. We now have ultrawide, high refresh rates, curves, all that sort of stuff combined with G-Sync in one monitor. So let's see how good this one is. I tested a few ultrawides by now. Most were 34-inch and had a higher resolution. At 30-inch, the Z1 has the same height as a 23-inch monitor. This means that the 2560 by 1080 resolution isn't much of a problem. Sure, it's not super sharp, but try finding a PC that can run quad-wide HD games at 200 FPS anyway. I could start this review by talking about specs, but I wanted to discuss the looks of it first. The Z1 has pretty aggressive styling with a lot of sharp lines and angles and all that sort of stuff. Let me know in the comments if you like this sort of design or not, because I'm personally still not sure about it. The base has these large red feet sticking out, and combined with all the sharp angles, I think it's a little bit too much, but I've been wrong before. The base is great though, it's very well built, it's stable, and the monitor doesn't move around, no matter how hard you hit your table when getting killed by a fat Katarina for the 20th time. I would like to get better cable management options though, as it can get a little bit messy once you start using that USB hub. You get 12 centimeters of height adjust, 30 degrees of tilt and 50 degrees of swivel. Both LG and HP should learn from this. Moving to the back, there's a USB 3.0 hub with even a charging port, which is super neat. Video inputs are limited to DisplayPort and HDMI of course, because of the G-Sync module. Let's move on to the actual display now. It's a 30-inch VA panel with pretty great viewing angles. Contrast is also pretty decent and it covers the full sRGB spectrum. Color accuracy isn't perfect, but it's good enough for anything but professional video and photo editing. I don't think the average gamer will care much for this. Acer includes some eye-saving features which they call Vision Care. Basically it's just anti-flicker and blue light reduction, so you can game all day without getting a headache. Of course you won't just be gaming on your PC, watching films is also great on the Z1. The built-in speakers are remarkably good. You get two 7-watt units and DTS sound. The ultra-wideness combined with the curve creates some really immersive watching experiences. Gaming of course is what this monitor was built for. The ultra-wideness combined with the 1800R curve really makes for a nice immersive experience when playing stuff like first-person shooters and racing games. It really fills your peripheral vision well, so you can spot an enemy or the apex of a corner more easily. It's not so great with MOBAs though, and this is because you have to do a lot more horizontal mouse movement to view the map compared to the vertical movement needed. I did get used to this after a little while, but it's not perfect. Now before I'm going to continue praising the Z1 monitor, I'm going to go off on a tiny little bit of a rant. You see, why do I need to go into the menus to overclock it to 200 Hz when it comes as 200 Hz advertised on the box? That's not what overclocking means, and I find it really annoying. Now that I've got that out of my system, I can tell you that 200 Hz G-Sync gaming experience is amazing. It's so smooth. I mean, butter doesn't even come close to it. Sure, the difference isn't as big as when you first go from a 60 Hz to a 144 Hz monitor, but it's still noticeable. I felt that I played better in first-person shooters, although with my skill levels, those improvements can really come from anything. There's a 4 millisecond response time, which is pretty fast, and ghosting is basically not noticeable. There are 3 buttons and a joystick on the back. Navigating the menus is easy and straightforward. You can change all sorts of things and save them to 3 profiles or use the built-in profiles instead. Conclusion time then, the Z1 is amazing. The 1080p resolution may not give you a lot of vertical real estate, but it does mean that you can really push high frame rates. And gaming at 200 Hz, well, that's just amazing really. It's so smooth, you really have to try it yourself. It's like going from a hard drive to an SSD. It really is that awesome of an improvement. So I can't really recommend it enough in that regards, if you agree with the price point of course. At 30 inches I also find the size really good, because it's not as big as a 34 where you have to really move your head around in order to see something. You can keep looking straight in front of you, but still the panel is large enough, so it's just that Goldilocks zone really. I also really like the stand it comes on, so user comfort is amazing. You can just tilt it and angle it and raise it and lower it to perfectly suit your needs. And it also takes care of your eyes through stuff like blue light reduction. So that's really nice. Anyway guys, if you liked this video, press that like button. If you didn't, hit the subscribe button for when I make a video that you do like. Next week I'm talking about a portable beamer from BenQ, so that should be interesting. Anyway, if you want to follow the channel even more, there's Facebook, Twitter and Instagram linked in the description below. And if you want to really support the channel, there's a Patreon page for that. For now though, thank you very much for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.